So as I'm sure most of you guys already know at this point, the Arrowverse's latest crossover, Crisis on Infinite Earths, finally wrapped up this past week, and hot damn what a crossover, right? I mean, yeah, the ending was a little lame, but who cares? We finally got the Arrowverse version of the Justice League, and the fucking Wonder Twins. The Jim Corrigan Spectre might come back at some point, tons of new worlds in the multiverse to explore, and keep in mind, we may already have new episodes of both Supergirl and Batwoman starting to push the new Earth Prime into this new post-crisis territory, but we've still only just barely scratched the surface on all the changes the crossover brought to the Arrowverse. I mean, yeah, doppelgangers kicking around and the fucking anti-life equation finally being a thing are both pretty huge, don't get me wrong, but there's still so much more the writers on all these shows are gonna have to go over moving forward. Does this new shared Earth mean we might eventually see the Justice League fight the Secret Society? How's the new multiverse gonna fit into all the shows moving forward, especially if the Earth Prime heroes don't even know it's a thing yet? And how did any of the events we saw in earlier seasons of any of the shows get affected by happening in this new Earth's history? I mean, come on, I can't be the only one wondering how Barry chose to deal with either DeVoe or Cicada in this new reality, right?
This is crazy. I mean, why don't we just call someone we trust? Kara, Oliver, Wally.
You could bring a legion of your friends, but they would pose no challenge.
Supergirl, the Legends, even the League tried, but no one was successful.
Alright, well, those seasons probably didn't change that much, I guess. Kinda sucks. Speaking of the Flash though, anybody else remember how Spectre Oliver basically gave Barry all the speed he could ever want in part 4 of the crossover? Seriously, after Barry whined about not being fast enough, yet again, this time not being fast enough to get the Paragons through the Speed Force to both the Dawn of Time and Maltus, Spectre Ollie just casually pulled the Super Kami Guru and unlocked Barry's full potential by giving him a quick poke on the noggin. Not very dramatic, but so long as it works. Now, I did see a theory somewhat recently questioning whether or not Spectre Ollie actually unlocked anything, instead claiming he just said he did to give Barry a motivational push since he was kind of dealing with a lot at the time, and all of it might have been impacting his running ability just a touch, as has happened before, let's be honest. Now, on the surface, you'd think this would make some sense, since we have seen the writers trying to limit Barry's speed over and over again, even when we know for a fact that he should be going so much faster by this point. Assuming the theory's true, all these caps on Barry's speed imply, to me at least, that all those other times we saw him running crazy fast were really just him temporarily pushing himself past a self-imposed mental block. Kinda like what Superman had to deal with before training with Mongol in the comics. Having said that though, I'm not sure I really agree with this theory, given that there's really no reason for Spectre Oliver to lie about anything he's doing here. I mean, on top of the fact that Barry and Spectre Oliver are literally holding the fate of the entire multiverse in their hands, meaning either of them lying about something that could potentially go wrong for everybody involved would be pretty dumb, plus how we know he's not lying about anything else in the scene, so it'd be weird for him to do it for this one moment. There's also the fact that he treats Barry's request as seriously as possible.
But you said you're in tune with the multiverse. Does that include the Speed Force?
What you're asking me is very dangerous, Barry.
I mean, yeah, he could be acting and just playing up the placebo poke he's about to do, but if he has multiversal powers, can play a big part in restarting the multiverse, and can already manipulate the Speed Force, albeit not totally directly, then why would he need to lie about manipulating connections to the Speed Force? Either way, Barry finally having access to his full potential is huge, right? I mean, how fast do you think we're gonna finally see him go in future seasons? Well, if a line we got out of Eobard in the early days of the show was any indication, then I think we'll see Barry going pretty fucking fast. Remember the season 1 episode, The Trap, when Eobard all but outright said that future Barry would be the fastest speedster ever?
There is no limit to how strong you will get or how fast you will go.
I mean, it's not like we didn't already know that.
Do you see how fast he's running?
I've never gone that fast. No one has.
But it's nice to see it get reconfirmed at least. Seriously though, Barry getting unlimited speed is yet another future milestone we finally got on the show. Go ahead and add it to the list of things Barry saw in the Speed Force or someone/something from the future told him about. Now all we need is the scene where he says the thing about the diapers and we'll be all set. Seriously though, think about all the new stuff we might finally see him do, or at the very least be consistent about from now on. Especially now that he's a founding member of the Justice League, like Gideon was about to say back in season 1. You think we'll ever get a scene as awesome as the Wally vs. Lex/Brainiac fight in Justice League Unlimited? That'd be pretty cool for a future crossover. Speaking of ridiculous speed levels, now that Crisis is over with, the pressure is definitely on the writing team now to keep up the level of quality that we got in the first half of season 6. If this is the fastest Barry's ever gonna be from now on, then that's it. No more lame excuses to cover up all the fuck-ups. No more letting villains run away for no reason, no more getting his ass stomped by other speedsters simply because they're faster than him, nothing like that. So far, we really haven't gotten anything like that this season, thankfully, so let's just hope it stays that way. Having said all that though, as cool as it is to think about what all this speed update could mean for the future of the Flash, I think we can all agree that this new unlocked potential is probably not going to change anything. Like I mentioned earlier, we already know the writers were pretty much hell-bent on keeping Barry at a certain speed level in some episodes, despite them also providing evidence that he could go way faster in other episodes. I mean, we saw Barry go from outrunning nukes for an entire episode and racing closing breaches to Gideon saying Barry is way slower than light speed in this current season, for f***'s sakes. Even if we don't end up getting more of these dumb excuses, there's still plenty the writers could have him do, or villains he could fight to keep him in check, or at the very least excuses that aren't as dumb that they could toss out to depower Barry so he doesn't accidentally run so fast and ruin the plot. Like yeah, Barry's full potential may have been unlocked, but maybe they'll say that just means he could have access to all that speed after he trains a bunch in the speed lab first, or gets one of those trademark hallway pep talks, whichever. And there's still a few speedsters roaming around out there that Barry could go up against, like Eobard or Godspeed. Either one of them could have gotten a speed upgrade thanks to the Crisis, or even Nora's timeline changing when she got erased, so there's really no reason they couldn't pop up in a later season to mess around with Central City. Plus we know both of them have dangling plot threads that need to get picked up at some point. Remember all those fake Godspeeds Barry apparently fought between seasons 5 and 6? And as far as Eobard goes, well...
See you in our next crisis.
Liar!
But anyways guys, that's my take on how much faster Oliver really, potentially, made Barry in part 4 of the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. If you guys agreed with anything I said in this video, or if you have your own thoughts you want to throw out there, then go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, then go ahead and click that like button, and if you're new, maybe consider clicking that subscribe button too. I've also got links to my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon in the description. You should probably check those out too. And if you want to see more of my content, then you can click the link to my last video. It's right there in the middle of your screen. Alright, and I will see you all next time.